Why do you do this when in a moment? Couldn't see your behavior was toxic for me. Eternal optimist, I make the best of it. Couldn't see your behavior was toxic for me. Why do you do this when in a moment? Couldn't see your behavior was toxic for me. Eternal optimist, I make the best of it. Couldn't see your behavior was toxic for me.
Hey guys, my name is Farz. My IG handle is Laguna G20, and I am in the cannabis industry out here in California, Los Angeles. I've been into cars, everybody gets into cars when they're little, right? You get a little remote controller car, you want to play, and I think that was probably the first time I got into cars. But into a vehicle that you can actually drive around, I think when I was 15, approaching the age of getting a driver license, I really like Audis. I was in love with the S4, the S5, but realistically, I knew that, that's far-fetched, and I wasn't going to be driving an S4 and S5 in high school. So I actually wanted an Audi TT. So what got me into BMWs was an interesting story because my mom loved BMWs, and she had an X6 at the time. She had a 335 convertible at the time, and when I told her that I want an Audi TT, she was like, whoa, you're going to kill yourself in that thing. It's so small. So we decided to, go to the BMW dealership and see what we can get from there. And yeah, that's what got me into cars, looking at all those cars in the dealership. My mom, growing up as a single child here, just no brothers, no sisters, with a single mom, she always wanted to take care of me. So I was cool with a small 325, something that can get me to school, but she wanted me to have a special car. So I didn't get a car that day, but we put in an order for an E90 M3 Le Mans Blue. It was one of 6 in the country. And, we had it shipped from Texas, and I picked it up here in Bakersfield, California. My experience, as having the M3 as my first car, it was unreal. I remember getting to the dealership, and there was a ribbon wrapped around it, and everybody was looking at me like, who is this 16-year-old going home with this car, And I was always a humble kid, so I already knew my plans. I wasn't going to be showing off and driving out of the lot all fast. I just wanted to learn the car, and see what does this button do, and that. I remember the sales guy over there, he took me on a drive, and the car had 0 miles, maybe 2 or 3 miles. And he showed me, he said, hey, here, you press this M button, and this is how you go faster. And from there on, I just wanted to know, what's this car about? Why is it so special? I owned the E90 M3 for about 5 years. I had it for about 5 years. It was back in 2010 is when I got it. So I had it up until 2015, and yeah, I loved every minute of it. I used to be that kid, the 16-year-old kid that go to Sunday meetups, cars and coffee, but this is 13, 14 years ago, so it was a little different back then. There was nobody was taking videos with their phones, everybody was just out there trying to talk about cars and going on canyons, and most of the people that I hung out with were 30-year-olds, 32-year-olds, 35-year-olds, 40-year-olds. You wouldn't see younger people like now driving badass cars. But hey, great. You know, the more out there, the more we get to see what people's builds are about, and you know, why not? The build that we have here today, I got this about 2 years and 9 months. Yeah, 2 years and 9 months ago. And I had a Mini Cooper right before this. You know, I was so focused on my work, and I didn't have time to really drive cars and enjoy cars like I used to when I was little. So I returned my Mini Cooper, and you guys know Mini Cooper and BMW share dealerships in some areas, where you go to BMW and there's a Mini right next to it. So I was just looking for a deal. You know, I just wanted to get out of there because I'm old now, so I was like, I don't have time to build another car. I don't have time to do this. Get me a car, get me out of there. So this had a sale tag hanging from it that said, you know, $350 a month. And I was like, perfect. It's black. Give it to me, and you know, I'll pick this up. And from there, I kind of just, you know, it just all came back to me. I started with getting one small mod from IND, a little emblem. And from there on, it all came back to me, and I was just, you know, back to the 16-year-old me. So after getting my first mod from IND, the little emblem in the front and back, I just, you know, I just wanted to start all over again. I wanted to build another car that stands out, because the emblem is what gets you started. You already look a little different from others, and that is like a bug, and you just want to do more and more. And from there, I went and did some research to see how I can obtain more mods. 12 years ago, when I had the E90, we had to go on forums and, you know, look for people that can make mods or can source mods. But nowadays, with Instagram and with social media, it's so easy to, you know, find a plug that can get you a decent modification that'll fit your car. We're going to start from the front, because I do have a lot of modifications done to this car. I've taken everything apart. I've put everything back together. The front bumper is from Yofair Design. They are a company that makes mainly bumpers for Hondas and Toyotas. That's why I was interested to see what kind of design they can do with the BMW, and that was the one that I went for. And then when you go to my hood, that one was a carbon fiber hood from Darwin Aero, and the quality on that was great. I just had to wrap it in Laguna Seca to match the rest of the car and keep that OEM look. And when you get to my headlights, those I recently got from Aero Carbon. They built it special for me. It's the first one ever built in that design. And for the most of my, I mean, even my bumper, I was the first one to have it out here. So they wanted to use my car and, you know, promote their product. And my wheels, they're built by Ron. You guys saw him earlier. You guys will see him on the vlogs here at AR Motorworks. They are 19s, 9.5s, and 19 by 11 three-piece custom LMRs. Thank you, Jesse, by the way. Shout out Jesse for building these as well. As we get to the side, I've got the side skirts. It's from ABS Auto Body. Kevin over there, great guy. He does great work. Mirror caps, you know, give the little M look. I've got the high kick spoiler in the back. They're also from Aero Carbon. And you get to my diffuser. That's from Yofair Design that did my front bumper. So I like to work with the same companies, you know, keep it in the family, as they would say. Continuing with my mods, I do have the tail lights as well in the back, the OLEDs that give the back a great look. I love the sequential look, especially on the blinkers. So that was one of my, probably my second mod. After the emblem, I got that, and that kind of changed the whole look, and that's what got me into getting the rest of it, to be honest. Suspension, I have H&R springs, the sport setup. As you can see, it fits great with my three-piece. I was going to go coils, but front bumper is already so low that if I put coils, there's not much you can really adjust. So we decided to just stay with springs. I do have a Valvetronic exhaust, the full, I think it's the 304 stainless steel. that the guys over there at Valtronic built, and I think my car was the first car with that one as well on the G20 series. Going in the interior, it's all done by West Coast Webbings. He did my seat belts custom, yellow, and my steering wheel that have the LEDs going up. And I do have stars in the ceiling done by OPT Light. Great guy out in San Diego. So the performance mod that I have is just a stage 2 tune that adds about 50 to 60 horsepower, gets it up to 310, and it's from Mission Performance. He was out in Rancho Cucamonga, but he did move to Texas, and his name is Alex, and he's a genius. He's been doing it for 20 years, so great guy. What inspired me to build this car, or should we say who inspired me to build this car? It was actually one of the guys that you guys did an episode on, Loco. Shout out Loco, he got me my tints as well. When I came to Ron about 2 years ago, I said, hey, I saw this car on the forums that you did with, I think it's the Yaz Marina, and it's got the LMRs. I want the same one. Give me the same LMRs. So he's like, oh, yeah, Loco. I'll get you the same thing. So that's what kind of got me going for these wheels and inspired me to keep on going, and try to now make my own version and, inspire somebody else with my build. So my future plans for the car is, I don't think I'll ever sell the car. I did get a few offers on IG. Hey, I'll buy your car for 70 grand. Hey, I'll buy your car for 75 grand. I was like, I put so much time into it. I just want to hold on to it forever, attend a few meets every year. Like I'm going this Sunday to Bimmer Invasion. I'll be at the BBS booth. Come by, check out the car. The guys at Bimmer Invasion are doing everything they can to bring you guys an event that's gonna blow up the freaking state. No one's ever done it this big here in California when it comes to BMWs in years. So make sure you guys come check out the build, check out all the builds. We'll be there, Ron will be there, the guys at Bimmer Invasion will be there. So come on by. I want to thank the guys at AR Motorworks and Ron for letting us use the place here to shoot our Every Build Has a Story episode. I also want to thank Miguel, Grizzly, Ken, John for coming out here and doing this episode with me and getting my story out there, because I know you guys hit me up all the time, and these guys actually came out, put the time in to put a video out for you guys to enjoy. Thank you. My name is Farz. My IG handle is Laguna G20, and this is my story.